Hello and welcome to Design or Design. My name is Maria and today it is very exciting because we're covering beauty trends. And I feel like with beauty trends it's the easiest way to make your outfits just a little bit more now. It's way easier and cheaper to experiment with new things. Make sure to watch until the end because you'll see the major trend for beauty trends.
At the end of the video, I will be talking about the major trends. Make sure to watch until then.
Thanks. And yeah, let's just dive in. So of course we see on the runways very natural hairstyles, very natural makeup, as well as nails. So it doesn't really matter what kind of texture you have. Everything is there. We're seeing very inclusive kind of a beauty for natural hair, I guess. This was seen in many runway shows, so it's not really crazy, but let's just take a look at some other ways you could actually change your appearance using either makeup, hair, or nails. Let's get started. So one of the ones that were very extremely different to, I guess, the natural trend is the soft goth trend. Not always soft, it's sometimes pretty intense. So we see very dark lips, we see really dramatic eyes, maybe like a really dark smoky eye, or maybe just like a black lip as an accent. Black nails were also very dominant, or not, they didn't really have to be black, they could be like really dark burgundy, or maybe dark blue, dark green. It's the autumn season, it's almost Halloween. So yes, I love the dark lips. I love the extreme liner. But do I use them on myself? Not really. I feel like you know like how your features are and sometimes it just does not look great. For the lips, if you feel like black is too dark, try really dark brown, like chocolatey brown, and I feel like that what might be my situation where I need a dark brown instead of black. But anyways, as I mentioned here, we have really intense smoky eyes on the runways. We also see this in both the classical and more modern runway shows. Brown is another color that is very popular for the nails, and as I mentioned, for the lips, having them being darker but not too dark, you know what I mean? Now for a eye shape that would actually work with these gothic looks. So we have a variety of eye shapes, but maybe you need to kind of work around certain ones. So for instance, for round eyes, pretty much a safe bet. Monolid eyes look good with a huge winged liner. They really enhance the sharpness of the eye shape and looks good when you want dramatic yet lively at the same time. Almond shaped eyes, usually similar to the round eyes, considered to be the ideal eye shape to have. The best would be a heavy lining on the lid. This would really bring out the eye shape. Goth with hooded eye shapes should consider paying attention to the lower lid. Unique makeup looks that include heavy lining in the lower lid, streaking down black eyeliner would look really good. Close set eyes. For those, it's best to keep the inner corner of the eyes to be light and maybe work with the outer edges of the eye, kind of like mid-eye and outwards. This will visually take the eyes a little bit wider apart. Wide set eyes, you're safe to play around with like entire lining, to go for it. Deep set eyes are a little bit different as they are quite inside the skull and having more shadows just looks even darker. So just maybe think about not going for the black, maybe going for brown instead. Anyways, let's move on. A really interesting one are the lash trends. So basically we have a few shows, really popular shows like Prada, where they have all the models have really weird eyelashes. just like from the previous season where they had like super long drooping ones. This time around it's more like build up mascara but in different colors, mostly like in light purples, pinks, and etc. We also see some other shows experimenting with accentuating a certain part of lashes, or like not having a full lash set but pieces of lashes, or like really extremely long lashes but not like the entire lashes. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to say it. Here's a great example. So having maybe a few long strands of the lashes but not the full version. Undercover had these extremely red lashes. I love it, as I think for Halloween it will be so good. But anyways, let's move on to Pastelles. I guess a different color, but here we are. We see them just as we just saw the ones in Prada, with lashes being in different colors like that. We also see that being taken to the eye. Like here in Victoria Beckham, we have different colors, but I could only like actually see it when it was yellow. But anyways, we have some blues and purple hues on the runway. Carolina Herrera had the yellow eyeliner and the purple eyeliner. Anteprima also had that lighter eyeliner looks on the darker skin models. I'm not sure if they had it on just a lighter skin models, just because I guess it didn't make that such an impact. Here we see in Giorgio Armani kind of using the blush as an accent, and in Diesel we see once again these light eyeshadows being used, as well as Anna Sui having pink on the top and green on the bottom. Very playful, very unique for fall winter. We also see some of these colors going into hair, like the light yellow and the light pink. Let's move on to metallics. We see metallics in makeup mostly, and I quite like it, but you just need to be careful. I think like with the grayish metallics, or actually just scratch that. Just make sure what your skin tone prefers, the yellows, the golds, or the silvers, like the warmer or the cooler. Because if you're gonna have all like the silver ones but your skin tone is warmer, it's just gonna clash, especially on the face. So whenever it comes to your makeup, you totally need to know what your colors are, because you're working with your face, and usually if you have something close to your face and it just doesn't work, then it doesn't work. Anyways, so make sure to figure out gold, silver, which one is for you. But we see on the runways a lot of looks with this metal colors, like gold swatches on the Altuzara show, or abstract strokes on makeup. We also see a lot of looks having the inner corner of the eye being either in silver or in gold. We also see kind of parts of eyebrows in the metallic colors, like we see in off-white. And the whole Chanel show, silver gray makeup looks, very smoky eyes. So yeah, be careful with that one. I feel like it can age you. Just personal experience, I guess. Diesel had this crazy hair thing. And we also see this in nails as well. Whether silver or gold, it doesn't really matter now that it's kind of far away from your face. But yes, moving on. Lighting up the inner corner of your eye will make them appear wider from each other. So if you have narrow set eyes, this is perfect for you. On the other hand, if your metallic color looks darker than your skin and you have your eyes close together, then consider to avoiding putting it on the inner corners of the eye. Maybe put it on the outer corners of the eye instead, like for the silvers that are much grayer than them being like shiny, you know what I mean? Cat eye. So this is very classical. I'm rocking one right now. It's very barely visible, but it's there. I really like the cat eye. I feel like it's super classical and it suits most of eye shapes. It's just kind of like tricky sometimes if you have hooded eyes to figure out how to do it. Like for instance, I have semi-hooded eyes, so my liner goes like below the eye and then it goes up. So you just need to figure out how to do it for yourself, for your eye shape. Maybe consult a makeup artist. There are some artists that do like kind of private consultations. You don't have to have an event to go to. You can just be like, hey, can you teach me how to do makeup? Thank you. And they do it. As I mentioned before, we have this crazy cut eye in the Versace show, but we also have it as, again, more classical ones like in Dolce & Gabbana. Bleached eyebrows. You guys, it's here. Like a lot of models had it. So why are we looking at runway shows for these trends? Basically because usually the people who are the top of the top in their field go to fashion shows, like top of the top in makeup, top in hair, you know? And models, they are paid on how they look. So if the brands don't like how they look, they're not going to be casted. So it's so important for them to have the right look that is in right now. So that's why we're looking at the models. Most of them are repeating, like as I talk about a certain trend, it's mostly them, but the fact that they are being casted for all of these shows kind of tell you that their look is what is wanted right now. So we see multiple, like tens of models with each bleached eyebrows. Sure, you can be like, oh look, they're blonde, they're gonna have blonde eyebrows, but no, we also have brunette or like darker haired models with bleached eyebrows. We even have people of color with bleached eyebrows. So they are definitely kind of like giving this alien-esque vibe, trying to, I don't know, change the proportions, I guess, of the face. And I tried it once. I don't know. I think I'm okay. Like, I feel like to pull it off for me, I would need a full face of makeup to kind of look like I'm not sick or I didn't have an accident with an oven or something that just burned all my brows off. But anyways, we see this in more like classical, almost no makeup looks, as well as the dramatic goth core that we've seen before, and having just like these alien eyes looking at you like in Rick Owens. But I feel like it's definitely one of those more, not scandalous, more extreme styles. And if you'd like to try it out, just use your concealer on your eyebrows and see how it looks before you commit to the actual thing. And there are some filters you can use to see how you might look without eyebrows. Anyways, best face shape for bleached eyebrows is square shaped one with more substantial jawline and more narrow forehead. This is because the jaw and the forehead are able to balance each other out even when you're erasing the eyebrows. Those with heart-shaped faces should avoid this at all costs, as you will just bring so much more space in the forehead without those eyebrows. Another trend for hairstyling would be having very sleek hairstyles, I guess. So if we're talking about kind of like clean hair, not much product in there, having a center part or a side part, or just the hair pulled back in a very sleek, tight ponytail, or maybe it's a bun. I really like this style as I have really long hair and they're really straight. So this is pretty much the only thing that I can do on a daily basis. We see this style being predominantly in the very classy shows like Yves Saint Laurent. We also see this in Dior, in Tory Burch. I know I've been saying Troy Birch. Anyways, Tory Burch. Yay, I finally got it right. And sometimes even like more into a sporty one, like with Jill Sanders. I feel like this center part hairstyles is the hairstyle that is defining our time. Maybe if you're thinking about it being like in a safer way, then yes. I feel like it is. Ferragamo, Michael Kors, so many shows with this sleek backed hair. Yes, sometimes there is like a little bit of product in there to keep all the stray hairs away. And there is a transition into the next trend that I'm going to be talking about. Like with more and more product, we have more and more greasiness looking there. And here we go, the next trend. If you're enjoying this content so far, please, please, please like this video. Maybe leave me a nice little comment down below. If you're not already, please do subscribe. Everything helps, you guys. Thanks. Now let's talk about the hair. So we have a lot of like these greased up hairstyles. They're kind of messy, but sometimes they're like super sleeked, using that extra greasiness, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, so we see so many shows like this. When it comes to this really heavy product infused hair, we have plenty of shows to choose from, like Alexander McQueen. We also see this in Ultra Zara. Gucci, Missoni had these kind of like combed back hair with a lot of product in it as well. Chanel, David Coma having these kind of glossy pulled back hairs. Etro had I think almost the entire show was kind of this really sleek back, a little bit on a messy side hairstyles. Diesel as well, kind of getting the hair out of the face, going back, like almost as if there is a ponytail there, but the hair just goes down. We also see this in Undercover and many other shows. Like in White Project, almost looking like as if the model's walking around with wet hair. And yeah, it's basically all gel. All gel. Another weird hairstyle is the messy hairstyle. Like you just woke up like this. We see this in Miu Miu show. Like most of the models had these crazy looking messed up hair, and I don't know if I like it. We see it in Copernicus show as well. It's not only messy hair. Sometimes even like in Y Project we have appearance of just woken up sad and tired eyes, makeup, and just being messy all over. Maybe like if your look and your clothing all put together and you have like a messy something, then it might look okay just because like the contrasts of it. But I don't know, who wants to look sick on just, yeah, I don't know. But there was a trend of like little under eye, kind of not bruising, but you know what I mean, like tiredness in the Asian culture. So maybe, I don't know. I definitely am not going to try to do this, as this is my natural state. So maybe if I don't wear makeup, I am trying to do this. I don't know. I'm confused now. And sometimes maybe your hair texture naturally looks messy, and that's okay. Maybe this is a sign not to damage your hair further and just let it be. Another trend for, I guess, hair or maybe even makeup would be little bows or big bows. Look, so for instance, we see them kind of just as a hair accessories for Max Mara, as well as Simon Rocha, as well as Dior. And it's kind of nice, like it's either very dainty, like for a kid's kind of a feel, more younger kind of a thing, or it could be they're larger and on their hair. We do see more bows on clothing, but that's a different video. One more trend, glitter. So we have this glittery, shimmery body art like in Diesel. We see more of it kind of highlighting the eyes or highlighting like under the eyes, like in Louis Vuitton here. And we definitely see it in the nails as well, kind of having this shimmery bursts of sparkle. Another one would be kind of a pearl-esque nails that I've seen around, like mother of pearl, kind of a little pinkish, maybe just white, just very nice and simple. Another trend for hairstyles are braids. So yes, we are talking about braids. Almost every culture has braids, you guys. So this is a very complicated subject. where there's some people saying that there's cultural appropriation, while other people are saying cultures is for everybody to enjoy. You can't really own a culture and keep it under lock and key, because then nobody will experience it. As long as you just do it with respect, I feel like it's okay. But we do have a lot of shows like Alexander McQueen having like really tight hair pulled back, but then just a single braid. We also have some interesting braids in Ulla Johnson, kind of having them like all around the head. And of course we have the more protective hairstyles for textured hair. All right, another really popular one was the pixie cut. Pixie cut is very like feminine, but there are some hairstyles here that really look like their mom did it. You know what I mean? Like those kids in elementary school where their mom cuts their hair, and that's pretty much how it looks like. It's, I don't know, it's very quirky, and maybe it might make you look a little bit younger just because of that mindset of like this homemade haircut situation. I don't know if I like it the best, but you know what? I don't have to like everything that I'm showing you guys. As long as you like it, that's enough for me. So for pixie haircuts, they work best on oval or round face shape. It's very classic. Of course, if you do want to have a pixie cut and you're not one of those two face shapes, then you probably can still achieve it if you go to a hairdresser and then you guys figure out ways of how to make it work. Maybe bringing in some bangs in there, maybe having it a little bit longer than usual, or I don't even know, like, is there an asymmetric like pixie cut? I have no idea. And of course, as I mentioned, we're seeing the same models rocking these pixie cuts, and that's okay. Like, as long as they're being casted, we're seeing that designers are looking for this kind of image, this kind of a woman. And more I do these trend reports, it's like almost everything is in trend, right? Like I've seen some comments, some of you guys commenting like, you mean everything is in trend? Yeah, as fashion industry became more globalized, we need, like, houses are trying to get everybody involved, right? They can't isolate some kind of a country by not having like a model of that descent there. They're trying to be more inclusive. They want to not have anybody left out, like maybe with their styling preferences, right? So because we're living in a more globalized world right now, most of the trends are so, like, there's so many of them, just so everybody could have something that they like, I guess. All right, we have buzz cuts on the runways. I know this is more dramatic cut. Let's just, yeah, we're saying it. Yes, it is. It's pretty drama, especially for ladies. But I think if you ever wanted one, this is the time to get it. We have so many models on the runways rocking this look. But let's just figure out if it might be for your face shape. Yeah. Or even head shape. You know, sometimes the skull might not be the best for this. Maybe you have some unevenness, maybe you have some scarring. If you have evenly proportioned diamond, square, oval, or a round face shape, then buzz cut would look good on you. If your forehead is already on a larger side, or your jaw is something you don't want to bring attention to, tightly cropped hair will probably not be for you. So I'm guessing I can't have it just because my forehead is a 5 head, and if I get a buzz cut, I might look bald or balding. So yeah, no thank you. Another really popular haircut on the runways for both men and women is the mullet. Yes, that's when we have the business in the front and party at the back. So the face shapes that best work with this one would be oval or heart-shaped faces. And this style can suit a multitude of hair textures. As you can see on the runways, we have maybe somebody with straight hair or curly hair. I really like this trend, but I guess it's not for everybody. I feel like it's one of those experimental trends, or if somebody just really wants to look cool, this is a trend for you. All right, let's talk about the bob. Yes, it has, I feel like I'm talking about the bob throughout my entire YouTube career. And it's almost coming on to 5 years now, you guys. That's crazy. Anyways, bob is pretty much for everybody. Maybe your face shape might tell you how long you want the bob to be or how short you can go. Like for instance, with people with square faces, you should avoid drop length bob, as this will add even more volume to your face and will create it like really, like it will just accentuate the squareness of it. Or if you have a heart-shaped face, you should avoid ultra short ones, because then the volume at the top of your head is going to be even more there, and you have this very tiny little chin, so it's gonna just make your head look even more larger on the top. As I just mentioned, a little bit about bangs. Bangs, we have so many of them. We have them like on a longer side, we have them on the shorter side, we have them, well, if they're curly, they're just gonna be doing their own thing basically. But usually bangs work best for square, oval, and round face shapes. But bangs can be, once again, altered to suit almost any face shape. Like there's a curtain bang, there's a side bang. You know, there's so many different bangs that you can get. But on the runways, most of them were kind of really blunt ones, or like a longer version, like here in Gucci, there's this model having like a double very blunt bangs, kind of like curtain bangs. Or are they curtain bangs? Like a side bang thing, and the entire bang set. Anyways, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be trying that out. I have pretty long hair, so I don't want to like chop it off dramatically. Even if it's just the bangs, it's gonna take so long to grow it out. I'm looking for a good set of clip-in bangs. I'm not planning on dyeing my hair anytime soon, so might as well. I did order a pair of like synthetic ones, and they look so weird. They just have like, they're a little bit off, and I guess that's the hardest thing, is to get your hair to look the same color as the ones that you're about to place on your head. But I feel like it's a really cool and interesting way of spicing your look up. Like people wear wigs all the time, why not wear a clip-on bang, right? Yeah, that's what I think. All right, another trend that is not really a trend but an observation, I guess, would be lots and lots of facial jewelry or tattoos. So if a decade back, we will never see a model walk the runway with facial piercings, but especially with visible tattoos. And now, not only do we have tattooed models like on their body, we have this particular model. I wish I knew her name or their name. I'm sorry, I don't want to, judge. But they have facial tattoos, and they've been featured on so many runways. We've seen them on runway in Diesel, Valentino, Burberry, Roberta Cavalli, and like so many more. Actually, I've been reached out by a brand, Simply Inked, and they have sent me a few of their designs, and they have both like the kids one where it like erases in a few days, but they also sent me a month-long ones. So I will just show you guys how they look. I feel like it's a really fun way to have them without actually committing to a tattoo. Like I don't think I'll ever get one because I cannot commit, and because of like how I was raised, Like, I'm not ready for it. But if you want to experiment with it for a little bit, if you are also just like me who cannot commit to one thing, have a few different tattoos that are not permanent. Or maybe you want to get a tattoo, but you just don't know where the placement for it. Then you can definitely just try it on a certain place and then see if you like it. If you're interested to try it out, I'll share their link down below. This is not sponsored, they just send me a bunch of stickers, so here we are. So the final trend that I was talking about is a red. You're like, Maria, red is like all the time there. But red was considered to be like the top color of the season. So I guess it's here. We have red on nails. We have red in makeup. We have red lips. We have red shadows. We have red hair. All right, so I understand that there's like a redhead where it's like really orangish color, kind of almost neutral, but no, we have kind of almost burgundy red on the runways. That's the main color that wasn't natural, if that makes sense. So if we looked at in all the models and whoever had like unnaturally looking colored hair, it would be red. Like in GCDS, we're seeing here like in Ferragamo. I know this is more natural red hair, but Dion Lee. So you can see Burberry, so many models having this really bright red coloring for their hair. So if you are a fan of dyeing your hair really different colors, maybe consider doing that, as long as the red suits your skin tone, you know? Remember that. I quite like red, but I am definitely not gonna dye my hair for it. I will definitely use it on my lips, maybe try a red eyeliner instead. Red nails, very classical, like it's there all the time, but you can always figure out how to wear it for yourself. For instance, there's different shades of red, and if you are a warmer tone, then you would need like a more like an orangish red, while if you're a cooler tone, go for like a more of a pinkish red. And once again, if you don't know, if you want to try it out, try to find a makeup artist that is down to have like a little class. And I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find them really easily, as most of their work is in the summer with the weddings, etc. And they do need to work, you know? So yeah. Here in Gucci, we have red strands of hair. We have red lips, more red lips, red hair, like a Sharpie, almost like a crayon red. And of course, more classical versions like a red lipstick with a cat eye eyeliner. So that completes my trend report for beauty trends. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe comment down below if you're thinking of trying something new and what that thing is. I would love to hear from you and maybe get some more ideas for myself. If you enjoyed this video, please consider to like it, to comment it on it. Maybe if you're not already subscribed, please do so. All of these things help me out by telling YouTube that this video is actually good. Please show it to somebody else. And I really want to grow, and you will be able to help me out in like that. It's free. It's free for you guys. Just hit like, comment, you know, thanks. If you'd like to see my day-to-day outfits, consider checking out my Instagram. I have almost daily uploads. Sometimes like when I'm wearing sweats, I'm not gonna post, like, well, who needs this? I'm a mid-sized lady, and I'm trying to figure out how to dress my mid-sized body in a very sustainable and kind of cheap way, I guess. Basically trying to wear my closet as much as I can. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you're gonna have an amazing rest of the day, and yeah, stay classy. Bye.